So let's talk a little bit about race day and the days preceding it. I think an important thing to do is when you're planning for your swim run event is making sure you're booking extra time so that you're able to arrive to your destination at least the day before. Most of the pre-race instructions and pre-race meetings, mandatory meetings, are going to be occurring the day before. It gives you an opportunity to get there, to get settled, to meet a lot of your fellow athletes, and just get a lay of the course. Sometimes arriving that day ahead of time also gives you an opportunity to familiarize yourself with the course. So to kind of check out the terrain, maybe hop in the water to gauge a sense of temperature. If you haven't had an opportunity to practice with your race partner ahead of time, gives you an opportunity to do that right there on the course itself. Typically races are going to be starting in the morning, so you're going to head out to the start destination, arriving there a little bit ahead of time because it is a fair amount of equipment to get on. But also, like I said, it just gives you the opportunity to kind of get yourself settled, feel like you know where you are, and meet some of the other amazing athletes that are out there. These events, because there's so few right now in the United States, people travel quite a distance. At the race this past April in Georgia, there were folks from Idaho, there were folks from Virginia and Florida and North Carolina, California. So it's really cool to meet all these other athletes with the same kind of goal and excitement in mind and see where they are coming from. The race is typically a mass start. So you're starting off kind of in not a time trial, but everybody is starting off at one time. So you kind of set yourself up with your partner where you feel most comfortable at the head of the pack, in the middle of the pack, or at the end of the pack, and start off from there. Typically, the races are going to start off on a slightly larger breadth of trail path, which allows things to kind of space out a little bit more naturally so you're not all glommed together. But pretty shortly thereafter, things will typically kind of narrow into double track or single track. So getting yourself in a position where you feel the best so that you're not having to navigate your way around other folks based on what your estimated pace is going to be like is a good thing to kind of think about ahead of time. But definitely as the races progress on, because they are such long duration, things really start to smooth out, where you're many times in a location where you're not seeing anybody else and probably frankly wondering, am I still on the right course? But fortunately, all these races are very well marked, typically with little ties on trees so that you're able to sight yourself along the way to make sure you know you're headed in the right direction. Important things just as far as this racing is concerned is just keeping a level head, knowing that you've got somebody there with you that you know and you trust is excellent. There will be spills, people will take trips and fall down, but having somebody there with you, again, that safety whistle gives an opportunity to alert if there's something where somebody needs more medical attention. Fortunately, I haven't seen that happen in any of the races that I've done. And it's also just great to be a good sport, and if there's somebody else, another team, that's having any trouble, is to give them a hand. That's what it's all about. This is a very community-based type of racing. While we're all out there to be as competitive as we can be, we're also there to support each other and make sure that everybody's having a safe race and a fun race.